through Lingua Latina tutorials with Mr. K. This is chapter 28, Grammatica Latina. Read through this section aloud in Latin, and then come back and follow along as I translate. Grammatica Latina, the subjunctive, the imperfect tense, active. The master warns his slave to obey him. The master warned his slave to obey him. Pareat is the present subjunctive. Pareret is the imperfect subjunctive. The imperfect subjunctive ends in ret. I suggest that you think about it as the present active infinitive, so recitare, plus the personal endings m, st, mus, tis, and t. That way it works the same for all four conjugations in the imperfect active subjunctive. Examples are recitare, recitaret, to recite so that he was reciting. Tacere, to be quiet, taceret, so that he was being quiet. Scribere, to write, scriberet, so that he was writing. Audire, to hear, audiret, so that he was hearing. The teacher warned his student to be quiet and to listen and to be studious. Then he commanded him to write and to recite. The father says, "Surely the teacher ordered you, my son, to write and to recite." The son says, At first he warned me to be quiet and to listen and to be studious. Then he ordered me to write and to recite. Father, surely it wasn't necessary to warn you to be quiet and to listen and to be studious. The teacher warned his students to be quiet and to listen and to be studious. Then he commanded them to write and to recite. So here we have, in the margin, these are the forms you should put on flashcards or whatever you use to memorize your grammatical forms. And on one side, for example, put imperfect active subjunctive and to recite. And on the other side, you can have these forms. So recitarem, recitares, recitaret, recitaremus, recitaretis, recitaret. And do that for each of the conjugations. Let's continue. The father says, surely the teacher ordered you guys, my sons, to write and to recite. And the sons, at first he warned us to be quiet and to listen and to be studious. Then he ordered us to write and to recite. Father said, surely it wasn't necessary for him to warn you to be quiet and to listen and to be studious. And the endings here we have rem, res, ret, remus, retus, rent. Again, I think the best way to think about this is actually the endings are just the personal endings added to the present active infinitive. And here we also, as another chart, another flashcard you should make. On one side, put imperfect subjunctive of esse, and on the other side, or imperfect subjunctive active to be. On the other side, have essem, esses, esset, essemus, essetis, essent. The passive. Dominus imperavit. The master commanded that the slave be held and be beaten, then that he be chained up and that he be locked up. The master ordered that the slaves be held and be beaten, then that they be chained up and they be locked up. Medus said, I am safe. Neptune took care that I be saved from danger and not be drowned in the sea. Lydia, don't think that Neptune took care that you be saved and were not submerged in the water. Nobody except Christ took care that we be saved from the danger and not drowned in the sea. The helmsman said, I, by steering the ship well, took care that you guys be safe and not be drowned. And here we have the passive endings. Two more cards to make, two more flashcards with the imperfect passive subjunctive and the forms on the other side. Go ahead and study through this, make sure you understand all those forms, and then head over to the Grammatica.